Growing up in Washington, D.C., I actually saw firsthand the challenges of having no platform, for us to raise our voices. When I was a senior in high school, fortunately and unfortunately, I led my team to the first ever state championship game for DC, newly formed DC State Athletic Association. Any means, we were able to win that game, and when we, were going back to the school to celebrate, we quickly reflected on the fact that we had little to no resources in comparison to our opponent. Even though we were attending a public school, we now know that is a public charter school in Friendship, but we attended a public school, they attended a public school, and we were very confused about why we didn't have access to the same resources they had. But, after a few days of deliberation with, amongst ourselves, we quickly realized that we not only didn't have, those resources, but we didn't have a place to go and voice our opinion and our perspective about the lack of resources and why we felt we should have, access to resources just as our counterparts had. Seeing that, kind of jarred something, I think, within myself, in the sense that graduating from University of San Diego, moving back to Washington, D.C., and now working in the same high school I graduated from, we see a lot of issues that our students face on a day-to-day basis that myself, as a student faced, as well. But we kind of overlook these things when they're not on our radar on a day-to-day. Now, being back in the space that I'm in, we see our students dealing with mental health issues. Safe passage is a major issue in DC in terms of our students having to use public transportation, in addition to a whole host of other things. But the fact that there's no readily made platform, or not made, but even just available platform for our students to say, this is an issue that affects me on a day-to-day basis from my perspective as an expert. And here, you as a decision maker, here's a space where we can kind of chop it up about what needs to be heard, what is being said that is false, or what isn't being heard that should be being considered in the decision-making process. Because of this personal connection, that I have to my city, the young people in this city, we do face tremendous challenges, and one of those shouldn't have to be, engaging with decision makers, especially around outcomes that are going to affect us.